Good evening. This is David Lynn coming to you with another coffee talk. It is. Good evening. This is David Lynn coming to you with. And the need to kill the volume. Oh, I'm getting bad in my old age. Hello, KP Heathen. Joseph Moore, Ala Canada. Welcome, guys. Hope everybody's having a good day. Hello, Bud Files. Five in the house, 4 likes. Please leave a like to support the channel. It will be greatly appreciated. I'm tired. It's been a day. Hope everybody is doing well. I've been working on my man cave today, cleaning, organizing. Made a little progress. Margie! Hello, Margie TV. Welcome. Margie has a really good channel. She's over in the Philippines, or she may be over in Taiwan. I don't know. I think she's from the Philippines, and I think she works in Taiwan. And she has over 14,000 followers. That's a pretty good number. Yes, Taiwan. She and Jocelyn both have very good channels. They both put out very good content, and I consider both of them friends. It's Lady M. Hello, Lady M. How are you doing? Please leave a like to support the channel. It will be greatly appreciated. Margie does premieres and live streams, and she puts out a lot of good shorts and comments and such. Puts out a lot of good food videos. She's got a lot of energy. She's a parent. I think she's got at least one daughter that she occasionally has on her channel. Enrique Trevino, welcome, Enrique. How are you doing? Thank you for like number 7, my friend. 10 in the house. So, I got a new table for the man cave. It'll go right here next to my roll top. And Melinda Elliott, hello, Melinda. I was looking at what came with it. Came with all the parts, everything, and no instructions on the assembly. Put the legs on it. And I'm thinking, oh, wonderful. Wonderful. Thank you for number 8 like, 15 in the house. So, one of the things that I had bought recently, and I will show you. I need to go put this in my kitchen. It is a Power Queen. Oh, Lord. I'll turn it sideways. It is a Power Queen. 12.8 volt, 100 amp hour lithium ion battery. Good for about 10,000 cycles. It's got my positive and negative. Comes with all the little parts. It's got built-in battery management for heating and for freezing and for overcharging. It's a really nice lithium battery. I got it on Prime Day, ordered it Prime, which was I forget the dates, I think the 16th and 17th of July, Prime Days. And I ordered it, and it came in a few days. I paid less than $200 for it. It was on sale. Got a real good deal on it. And I'm going to be putting it out in my kitchen under the cabinet that I had dedicated for my power bank, for my battery bank of, I've got panels on my patio roof that are wired in through the attic, down through the wall into, when I had the walls exposed, when we remodeled, into the kitchen. And I can put several of these batteries together with a MPPT. I've got an MPPT charge controller for it. And I'm going to basically run it for 12 volt refrigerator freezer. That's what I'm going to basically use it for. And I just need to pull the others out. I've got 3 AGM batteries up there. I need to pull them out, and then I need to wire that one in, and I'll start testing it out on a 12 volt refrigerator freezer, or perhaps charging my power stations. I specifically want to use it for 12 volt. Yeah, I'm showing 9, but if you say there's 10, yeah, 23. A lot of lurkers. And then there are some channels, Melinda and I have communicated about, there's one particular channel that keeps coming in, does a hellos peoples, and then says a few things to people and then disappears, and I've never gotten a like from that person, and we've talked about that. But it is what it is. Some people think likes are gold, and they don't like to give them out. So, there's that. And when you're dealing with solar power, solar depends on the sun, which means at night you're not getting energy. It's also seasonal. You get more power during the summer. That's when you get the most power than you do when it's winter. When it's winter, you get less power. Now, when it comes to wind, people have different sized, there's professional turbines that are just huge, and then there's smaller ones that can be placed on a house or up a pole that generate current that you can use to charge batteries. That's depend on wind. If you live someplace where it's windy, those are good to have. If you live someplace where there's not a lot of wind or the wind's very, very limited, not really very beneficial, because you're not going to be generating much from a wind turbine if there's not wind out there to turn the thing. You have to think about that kind of stuff. We have places where there are dams, and they were built with the intent to be able to generate power in addition to control the flow of water. And some of them were huge, and they generate a lot of power to power a lot of homes. The green people, the environmentalists, they like green power. They want renewables. They want power that doesn't pollute the atmosphere. That they don't like coal. They don't like oil. They don't like any of the fossil fuels. They don't like coal. They don't like. Some of them don't like nuclear. But we have to have a means to power our technology. They're real big on 20 in the house, 10 likes. Please leave a like to support the channel. It'd be greatly appreciated. There are people who want electric cars. Most of the big automakers make at least a few. The most successful one would be Elon Musk and Tesla. But the thing about those, they take a lot of power to charge them. The electricity, I've seen the setup that people who've got money will have at their house, or that they have to install in their garage, like power walls, power banks, larger breakers, electrical panels. They have to do a lot of, they have to do a lot to put in the infrastructure that you can power an electric vehicle. I mean, they take a lot, And then the charge that they have, not really meant for you to be able to take the thing across country. Around your town, your city, your suburbs. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm thinking maybe 110, 115, 120 miles that you can drive on a charge. I might be wrong. I might be completely wrong. I haven't looked at it recently. The same thing they talk about trucking, overland trucking, transporting, 18-wheelers with these huge trailers that transport the bulk of commodities to go to the box stores, the grocery stores. This is predominantly transported in these 18-wheelers, and most of them are burning diesel. They're using diesel. And they can go a long ways without having to refill. And there are plenty of stations that sell diesel so that they can refuel. They got special truck stops where they can refuel. They're not going to pull into Speedy Stop, and they could, but I don't think they would. I don't think Speedy Stop is set up, or at least the ones that down the corner from me is set up for the big trucks. The big trucks come in there, but they go in there to unload, make a fuel delivery. They do that usually early in the morning. Hello, Little Lone Prepper. So, we talk about preparedness, and we talk about um, what you need to be able to do to get by in a crisis situation, a power outage, a storm. There is there's another storm that may develop into a hurricane. It's, I think, a tropical storm right now. It's in the Gulf, and it's moving in the direction of Florida and Georgia, where it's coming up. So they'll get a lot of rain and some wind. It's not going to be that bad from the standpoint of the wind because it's not a major hurricane, but it will probably be a major tropical storm, and they will get tons of rain. A little wind, but tons of rain. And then if you live in low-lying places, there'll be flooding. And there may be some power outages. There may be some power outages. Sometimes there's contamination from all the water and you get to your water supply, and now it's not safe to drink. And they have to clean the system out. They have to decontaminate it, and they'll tell you to boil your water or to don't drink your water for a period of time. Drink bottled water. Hello, Black Widow. But it is what it is. And I talk to people, and they think that sometimes they're dealing with a kook about the end of the world or whatever. And I said, well, I got involved with prepping and preparedness after Hurricane Harvey. I've lived in Victoria, Texas for 20 years. Moved up from Corpus. And when I was younger and I was in Corpus, we had a few storms. It seems like the patterns change where they direct. There was a period of time there when everything was coming in Louisiana, and then everything was coming into Florida. So it's been about 7 years. But about 7 years ago, we had Hurricane Harvey. And it was a Category 3, maybe. I think it had like 100 and at the most, it had like 130, 135 mile an hour winds. Pretty strong. And it came through Victoria. I'm 21 miles inland at an altitude above sea level, about 100 feet. So I didn't have to worry about any sort of storm surges, directly to me. But if you lived along the river, there's some low-lying places, you're going to have some problems. And it knocked out the power for about a week. And when it knocked out the power, we didn't have running water for about 3 days because the power company powered the water system. And one of the things that the city had determined it was going to do, or the city fathers, or what you want to call them, was that they were going to see about putting in some generators so that they would be able to power the water system in the event of the power company's power going out. Until they could get them back online, they would have some auxiliary generators, sort of like the idea of like the hospitals. They can run on emergency power for a week or so if they have to. So, you you think about these things, you read these things, you think about what you went through. I had to go to my car and plug in to charge my phone. I mean, I had a wall charger here, but I didn't have power. And I didn't have any power stations. I didn't have any solar power. I didn't have any of that stuff, you know. And that was the last year I was working before I retired. So when we retired, I decided we're going to remodel the house, update it, because the house was originally like the 1960s, late 60s, and it had not been completely, you know, updated, painting and that kind of stuff, carpeting, that kind of stuff. But we went through and just started gutting stuff out, you know, one bathroom at a time. We had 2 bathrooms. We gutted out one. We used the other one. When we got the new one done, we gutted out the other bathroom, you know. And then, you know, we put in doors. We put in windows. We, you know, stuff that needed to be done. Went out and gutted out the kitchen, dining room, took out a wall separating, you know, the den from the kitchen, dining room. Opened it up. It was not a load-bearing wall. Put in all tile floors. Well, we have some wood plank in 1, 2, 3 of the bedrooms, but the bulk of the flooring is tile. Put in tile. We did the work ourselves. So no, I don't. I did in Corpus. The home I had in Corpus, which was my mother's home originally, that she left me. I'm an only child. My father had been deceased when I was 14. That house, which was my house, you know, I did the remodeling to it and updated it and all that. There was another house that needed to be updated. That house I put storm shutters on. And you know, where I was at in Corpus and in the way in the storms and everything, a lot right down close to the, you know, about a mile from the water. I thought, and plus for security purposes, because they're not, you've got storm shutters, they're going to have a hell of a time breaking in, you know, getting through a window. Make a racket trying to do that. But here I don't. I've thought about it, but no, I don't. They're expensive now. It's like $500 a window. Idaho Garden Girl, hello. So, you know, you can learn from experience. And I learned, and I said, well, we ever since I'd had a kidney stone, I've been drinking bottled water. So we had some bottled water. Not as much as I have now, but we had bottled water. And we had a propane grill and usually kept a full bottle of propane. Bought a couple of extra bottles of propane, the 20-pound bottles. And you know, just learning from experience. I bought a power station. I bought a folding 100-watt folding solar panel. So I could charge small stuff, tablets, notebook, computer, phone. The thing about the phone was we were without phone service for several days because the cell towers didn't have power. If the cell towers don't have power, it doesn't matter if you've got your phone charged. It's not gonna give you a signal. So we were without. I missed a week of school. What's the first? I missed the first week of school last year before I retired. I missed the first week of school. They didn't want to hold it for me. Where I was working at had power. I was working in a little suburb town. They had power. They had water. They had everything. So they didn't want to. So missed the first week of school, and they didn't dock me for it. Hello, Elsie. All right, Elsie, you should have standard moderator right now. Welcome to my channel. You got better hair than I do. I just went over to look at your channel. And you're not a creator. You're basically just, you view content. Nothing wrong with that. I am a retired educator, put 30 years in. Worked my way up from teacher to principal and done a lot of different things. Was retired for 5 years, and last year I came back and now I teach. So I'm getting ready to go into my second year back from retirement. So I'm back in the, my first year as a teacher. Jesus. God, that was a long time ago. I got paid like $18,000, a little over $18,000 for the year. Back then. Money was worth a lot more back then. So anyway, 14 likes. Please, if you'd like to support the channel, it'd be greatly appreciated. So, I determined that I was going to have some 12 volt batteries, power station, solar panels. I put 8 panels on my patio roof, wired them in through when we were remodeling, wired them in through the attic into the kitchen under cabinets that I built. Used 3/4 inch plywood and built my kitchen cabinets. Did pantries, built-in pantries all along the walls. And I bought some solar appliances like a kettle to heat water It'll run on a power station, 12 volt. I got a 12 volt cook pot that I could use, that you can put in the dishwasher to clean, or just wash it to heat stuff, make rice or whatever, like a rice cooker, whatever, beans or whatever you want to, use it for. I've got and I haven't been using it, but I've got a fan. It runs on about, when I run it on low, it's like 25 watts when it's running. So I could run it all night if I was without, and it plugs into a 12 volt. I could run it all night, and it would use about 300 watts of power total for 12 hours. And I've got a couple of new, one of them was brand new, and the other one I bought like 6 months ago, and we've only used it a little bit, but it works fine. I've got two Bouge RV 12 volt compressor driven refrigerator freezers. I got the kind that they got wheels on them, they got pull out handles where you can move them around. Nice. And I got them when they were having a prime sale, so I got them at a really good deal, both of them. And in an emergency, the ability to have heat, to boil water, to reconstitute freeze-dried food, to make coffee, to make hot tea, cocoa, whatever you want. The ability to have cold water to make powdered, freeze-dried milk or beverages. You got sachets for packets for grape, lemonade, tea. You mix up some cheese, you mix up some butter, different. And the ability to have cold and the ability to have hot. Have a working fan. That represents civilization. Corner Clubhouse Cobalt. Hello, Corner Clubhouse Cobalt. Welcome. But you have to be able to get by. You want to live, you have to be able to get by. I got my electric bill, and they put a flyer in it about hurricane season, and it gives you different sites to go to and what they recommend, like FEMA. So if there's a natural disaster, they say you need to take care of yourself for the first week, because it'll be a week before they show up in any sort of mass, and before they start doling out food and water and various essentials. And you should also anticipate a week, perhaps 10 days, depending on where you're at, before you get your power back. And you may or may not have running water for hygiene. So you need to take into consideration, what are you going to do and plan for it. You're an intelligent person. You need to take in consideration what you're going to do and how you're going to plan to deal with, an emergency. Call it SHTF or whatever. Now, there are those people that are planning for the end of the world. Like they call it, the acronym is like Tiawaki. The end of the world as we know it. And they're prepping and hoarding for long term. Anything and everything you can imagine. During the pandemic, they had a run on the stores. Bottled water, toilet paper, baby formula for milk, powdered milk, canned goods, ramen. I mean, they run on, they run on stuff. And I can remember being over at the store, and you had a couple of people throw fits because they were out of toilet paper. And they were apparently out of toilet paper. And I'm thinking, why do you wait till you're out or you're on your last roll before you go get some more? It's not expensive. It's not that expensive. You want to keep a couple of spare packs of the stuff. That's not hoarding. Having 8 or 10 cases of bottled water, that's not hoarding. You get the gallon size, you get the 5-gallon size, if you want it cold. You got to think about stuff like that. Well, yeah, little known prepper. People, they're not the way they used to be. A lot of time. The generations are not the way they used to be. I'm not subscribed to her channel, but for whatever reason, the lady comes up in my feeds, like shorts. And I guess I'm a baby boomer, and I was born in 1962. And this lady was born in 1972. So she's, I think, is it Generation X? Is that what they're called? Generation X? She's just over 50. And she's got blue hair. She dyes her hair blue. Short, sort of haircut. And she's got some tats. And occasionally I'll listen to one of her shorts where she's talking about something other. And she talks some good SHIT. She says some good stuff. Excuse my acronym. Talks about the younger generation. She talks about the boomers. Talks about her generation. Her generation is about 15 years. Those who were born from like 65 to about 80. I think that's Gen X. And I had an incident, I think I mentioned it to people, where I had a $5 charge from Honolulu, Hawaii show up on my account. I haven't been to Honolulu, and I haven't bought anything from Honolulu. $5 charge. And it was posted, but it hadn't cleared. It posted on like the 30th. It never cleared. Never did clear. And it went away. But I had talked to my daughter, and she said, sometimes when they hack your account, they'll make a test. They'll make a test purchase, or they'll do a test debit or whatever. See if they get it by. And if they do, later on, they'll try to slam you around payday. When they think your payday is, they'll slam you and take out a big chunk. So I went to the bank, and I closed that account. And in doing so, I opened another one. In doing so, I've got to transfer all of my payments. Have to transfer my deposits. Got one of my deposits done, the other one I haven't. Still got to do it. But I've done a couple of the bills, a couple of them, and there are 8 or 10. And I'm just so disgusted about the whole damn thing. Monday, I don't work Monday. I go back to work Tuesday, first official day back. So Monday will be trying to get all these damned accounts changed out. Contacting and trying to change out all the billing. Really aggravated. Really aggravated. Probably 25 years ago, about 25 years ago, back in the day, you had a cell phone. You paid for minutes. You didn't pay for data, you paid for minutes. They didn't have data back then. And this probably would have been a little further back. I think the internet came out in about 95, so it might have been around 95 or whatever. Maybe 30 years ago. I've had cell phones for a long time. Anyway, I went to Fiesta, Texas. And we had season pass. And you could go to Fiesta, Texas and San Antonio. You could go to Astro World in Houston, which has since closed down. There's no more Astro World. And it also worked for Six Flags in Dallas. And I was up there, and I pulled out my cell phone and made a call to home to let them know I was coming home in Corpus, because I lived in Corpus. 2-minute call from the parking lot at Fiesta, Texas. A few days later, something came up. I got my bill, and the bill was like $1,500. What in the hell? Well, looking at it, because it's itemized, it had all these calls from Los Angeles, California to Mexico City. I called up, disputed it, they got all over me. Like it's my fault. You sure you didn't go to Los Angeles? I've never been west of Texas. Nope. Nope. And I don't know anybody in Mexico. And I don't know anybody in Los Angeles. So what they had done, according to the police, because I made a report, and I disputed it, and I didn't have to pay it, but they gave me a hassle about it. Somebody had scanned my frequency. They have equipment. They scanned my frequency. They copied my frequency, and they were able to attach that to another phone, or they sent that to somebody who's doing dirty stuff, illegal stuff, so they could communicate back across the border. Hello, Mr. Whistle, and hello, Devil Dog Prepper. How's it going? I haven't been paying attention. I've been talking. But what they can also do, because I've had this happen, apparently somebody had attached one of these card external overlays or whatever looks like it should be there, and they were able to make a copy of my whatever from my card. That happened a few years ago before I retired. and they made big withdrawals from a checking account and drained a checking account down. And I disputed it, and it got back in there. Within a couple of days, it was back in there. But I mean, that's what they're doing, and I'm thinking that's what might have happened, or they were thinking about doing. Because it happened a third time. This is like the fourth time I've had something happen. Happened a third time a couple of years ago. I woke up about 1:30 in the morning. Something told me to check my account. So I checked my account, and there had been 2 purchases made at a gas station close to where I live after midnight, New Year's. One of them was, well, both of them were gas purchases. One of them, I think they probably bought some extra stuff, beer, food, whatever, snacks. Did 2, and I had to go through BS with that. So I'm not taking any chances. But it's really aggravating because all those bills come out of that, really. And then I got to go through had to go to the water department, had to go to my cell phone service, internet, cell phone. I've got a bunch of stuff. Have to do the electric bill, have to do the auto insurance, just all this crap. I have to do my wife's insurance. I got to contact them. Just a bunch of different little bullshit, excuse my language. Netflix, Hulu, my Prime. I have to put that in the new account. I'm just so damned aggravated. It's not funny with that stuff. Just absolutely aggravating. Hope you're feeling better, Devil Dog. I've been praying for you. I've been praying for you and for Uncle Al. Both of y'all are having some health issues. Michaela Missick. Hello, Michaela. Thank you for coming in. And Wheelchair Girl. Let me give you, Wheelchair Girl, let me give you a standard moderator. If I can find you, there you are. All right, Wheelchair Girl, you're now a standard moderator on my channel. Welcome. And I think I'm subscribed to you. I think we're subscribed. Thank you for coming. Linda Powers, welcome, Linda Powers. So, one of the things I will say, well, welcome one and all, those of you who are here that I might not have greeted if I missed you. Yoda, my friend Yoda. He's getting ready for a name change. He's going to modify the name again to his channel, my friend Dave from Georgia. All right. Looking back through, make sure everybody's here, or that I've given wrenches to. So, Dave and I joke about, who's going to go to 2000 first. And right now I'm worried about 1700. He's worried, I think he's right around 1500 or just shy of 1500. So I've been joking because I stay about 200 ahead of him. Now, things might turn around. He'll be 200 ahead of me. I don't know. there are a lot of channels that went from being smaller than me to being huge compared to me. Old Fart Gaming. I used to have a lot bigger channel than he did, and he's got a lot bigger channel than I do. Bert's Beats, another one, Bert. He's over 20,000 now. I can remember when my channel was bigger than his. I went for a period of like 6 or 7 months without really picking up. I was over 1,500 in January, and I went for a period of 6 or 7 months without picking up another 100. Just wasn't growing. And now I've slowly started growing again. Well, when I started today, I think I was at 1,671. So I'm 29 short. I said I'd like to be at 1,700 by the time I return to school. That was earlier in the summer. And I'm about 29 short, and I go back to work Tuesday. So I have tomorrow, Monday, I go back to work Tuesday. So it does not look like I will be at 1,700 by then. I may pick up another 8 or 10. I may be around 1,680 or so. But I probably will not be at 1,700. But when I get to 1,700, there will be a 1,700 subscriber giveaway. And if you want to be qualified to participate or be in my drawing, in order to do that, you have to leave me a like and a supportive comment on each of the last 5 videos I will have released. Now, I'm not talking shorts, I'm not talking community wall posts, and I'm not talking live streams. I'm talking about videos. I don't post that many videos. The last one I posted, when I looked right before I started, had 33 views. It's been a couple of days ago. It's really going slow. My last live had 178. So yesterday, my live stream had 178 views. The last short I released earlier today was at 311 when I started. And I'm at 14.4K views for the cycle for the last 28 days. I'm down from where I normally am. I went for a period of 10 days without doing any activity really. My internet was out. I had to change internets. My phone, gave up the ghost. Took me a while to get the new phone in, And I just got my new iPad in, brand new 10th generation iPad. I've got an iBook, reconditioned iBook that I got a good deal on. It should be in the next few days. And so I'm live streaming on my iPad, which has a pretty good camera, got a pretty good image. You can see, well-fed boy here, corn-fed, corn-fed. You can see that, and I'm looking at the comments on the. Yep, it'll be coming. It won't be that bad, Dave. It'll be a lot of rain. It will be a lot of rain. It'll be a wet one. Have the umbrella ready. Have the umbrella ready. You're going to need it. Thank you for coming in, Linda. Bye, Little Lone Prepper. Thank you for being here. I'm 55 minutes in, 9 in the house, 21 likes. So I talked a little bit about Well, I've been talking about prepping and the reasons for being prepared and the reasons for things that you should do. Give a little bit of what's going on in my life. Start back to work Tuesday. I have a behavioral unit. Been working. I've got if you want to look at, I posted a short a few days ago, and it's about a 45-second short. And basically, I came through the door, and I did a circle of my room the way it looked from summer. They pulled everything out. They painted, waxed the floors, and just put everything back in a mess. So I did a video of that. First day back. I'm going to do another. I've got another one that I did from progress on getting order out of chaos. And I'll release that one probably this evening. Maybe first thing in the morning. And hey, Anne-Marie, are you here? Yes, Miss Anne-Marie Angel, how's it going? Thank you for coming. Pretty late where you're at. And if you live today, I'm sorry I didn't stop by. If you lived, I didn't. I've been working in the man cave and doing stuff and cleaning. You know, you move a piece of furniture, or you move something other, what you find behind it or underneath it is like, oh. Got down on getting down on my heads and knees is not a good thing. You know, it's like a beached whale trying to get back up. Hard on the knees. I'm looking forward to lots of stuff. Every day I wake up, I look forward and I thank God for the day. I say the Lord's Prayer. I drink my coffee, take my medication. Like a constitutional, I think about what's going to happen, what's going on. I pray for people. I've been praying for Alan Sato, Uncle Al. I've been praying, and don't have the man's name. I hate to say I'm praying for the devil, devil dog. I need to get your name. You can send it to me when you send me your address. We were texting a little bit, and he's probably similar to me in age. He's got grandkids, so depending on how old, when the kids were and blah, 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 he may be older than me. I don't know. But, all right, let me see what this comment is. Yeah, I know I was live tonight, but didn't have the art live, David. We'll do tomorrow. I only have that on a Sunday. So I'm starting to do one live Saturday and Sunday. Do 2 lives in the week. Well, that's cool. I think there's about 5 hours difference in our time because she's over in England. The United Kingdom, UK, whatever you want to call it. You're 44 and you have 8 grandkids. God almighty. Well, more power to you, brother. I guess you want to have them when you're young, and I'm sure they're young. I've got 2 daughters, neither one of them have kids yet. I look forward to grandkids eventually. Maybe in the next couple of years, My daughter was telling me she wants to homeschool her kids. I said, well, I could probably do you some good, with I'm certified in everything, I could probably, help teach them. I just don't do real little. I don't do real little. I don't do good with real little. I can remember, changing diapers and that sort of stuff. But like now, I'd be afraid I'd hurt the kid, the baby. I'll be real good with them when they're like potty trained, you know. Once they get to the point where you can talk to them and they can talk back, that'll be. But I could probably have a 5 or 6 year old on the 3rd grade, 4th grade level, because we'd be going through the stuff really early. When kids are little, they can learn a lot. They can learn languages and everything. They're like a sponge. They pick up everything. Hey, I understand I know, and and I tell you what, I need to remember to pray for you. Anne Marie's having some health issues and going through some testing and all. And we were talking, communicating, emailing back and forth, what's going on. Her fiance, Gary, real nice guy. He helps her. They do they're like co-pilots. He's very supportive. Nice man. Lovely couple. Medical science has really improved. It really has improved. My father, I was telling Devil Dog, because he'd had surgery for a benign tumor around his optic nerve. My father had a brain tumor, malignant, too big. They found it too late, back in the 70s. He didn't wake up from the surgery. Very traumatic. Very traumatic experience. And but I was reading today that they had some sort of idiot attacking children over in UK with a knife. I think it was a 17-year-old, disturbed, and was attacking kids that were like a dance class, like small kids, like 7 or 8 till about 11 years of age. Killed a couple of kids. Stabbed a couple of adults trying to protect the kids. And just why do nuts do that? It's very evil. Why do evil people do what they do? Well, that's wonderful. Medical technology has really improved in the last 50 years, last 40, 30 years, 20 years. Really, they can do things now that they couldn't do then. I remember they had a surgeon fly in from Boston, a neurosurgeon, and they were using a new, heated scalpel, self-cauterizing scalpel. Brand new technology at that time. That's what I was told. So, you get these nuts. Yeah, we do. The other thing is, when they have acts of terror, like over in Israel, it's very rare that they take the terrorists alive. They have knife attacks and hatchet attacks, and the Muslims. Uncle I'd say, watch it now, be careful, you can't mention them. They're protected. But you have people who, for religious reasons, they they do crazy things in the name of God. Back during the days when they had the Crusades, and they would go to reclaim the Holy Land. If you watched any of the movies, they were very barbaric. They talk about chivalry. Well, they offered chivalry to the nobility. The idea of, if you had a high-born captive, you treated them differently than anybody else. Male, female, or whatever. Horrible time to live. Horrible time. I have a degree in history. They're trying to rewrite some of the history now. The way that they're trying to make things different than they were. I mean, if you look at the Revolutionary War, at the time of the Revolution, the population of the colonies was about 3 million. Got more than 3 million people up in Houston right now, just Houston. And it took forever. I think there's still some areas that don't have power restored up there because they've been having problems with the hoods, the thugs threatening the power workers trying to do repairs. Hello, Ahmed. How are you doing, Ahmed? Yeah. Take care, wheelchair girl. Thank you for coming. I can't tell you about if the economy is going to, whatever the economy is going to do. I mean, if things go bad, there's what's called a recession. We could go into a recession, and it would be not good. Does that mean people are going to starve to death? No, I don't think so. What that basically means is that like people won't buy as much luxury items. Um, Money is not worth what it was. The more money you put in print, the less it's worth. You know, unemployment. Yes, there'll be more unemployment. Some of the non-essential type jobs might go away. They're having a lot of problems out in California right now because they raised the minimum wage to like $20. So a lot of your food service jobs, went bye-bye. Stuff like that. So I'm going to say what I normally say. Every day you wake up, thank God for the day. Pray. Pray for those with health issues. Pray for those who have problems. Pray for your family. When you pray, do it by yourself. Don't do it in front of people. Um, treat people the way you want to be treated. Be respectful. Respect your elders. Thank responders, healthcare workers, people who do service. They're not doing it to get rich, and they're not getting rich, and sometimes they risk their lives. You know, firemen, various people, they risk their lives. You know, and they occasionally, you know, have people die. Bad things happen to good people. Remember that. It's the name of the title of a book. Bad things happen when bad things happen to good people. I remember that one from like 30, 40 years ago. I will plan on being back tomorrow, 7 p.m. Central, for another edition of Coffee Talk. Appreciate y'all being here. Remember, the Scout motto is be prepared. Preparedness. Have a plan and start working on it. And everybody, life is good, but it is what it is. Everybody, please have a blessed day. And hopefully we'll see you tomorrow back for another edition of Coffee Talk. Bye.